As she plummeted faster and faster, the woman jolted awake. She desperately reached for the ropes of the hot air balloon, but it was too late. When she opened her eyes again, she found herself dangling upside down in the sky, 10,000 meters above the ground. The rope had saved her life, but staying unconscious might have been better. The terror only set in after she woke. Remembering her companion in the basket, she screamed for help, but he was already unconscious, his fate unknown. Suspended in the vast emptiness, she began swinging her legs, struggling until she finally managed to climb back into the basket. Yet their ordeal was far from over. By now, the balloon had ascended to nearly 13,000 meters, its surface encased in thick ice. The frozen vent valve refused to open, trapping them as the balloon kept rising. Their only hope was to manually release the gas, but that meant climbing to the top. With no safety gear and nothing below but a fatal drop, the slightest misstep would mean certain death. But she had no choice. Battling exhaustion and fear, she inched her way up, finally reaching the balloon's summit. She struck the valve with her elbow, but the ice was too thick. Gritting her teeth, she stood up, steadied herself, and kicked the valve with all her strength. Miraculously, it worked. The valve opened. To prevent refreezing, she cut her shoelaces with a knife, jamming her shoe into the mechanism to keep it open. As air rushed out, the balloon began its slow descent. But then, she noticed something strange. The falling snowflakes around her seemed to slow down, then freeze midair. That could only mean one thing: they were now in freefall, dropping faster than the snow. Desperate, she yanked the vent rope to dislodge her shoe and slow their plunge, but in her panic, she pulled too hard, ripping the valve wide open. The balloon plummeted even faster. At this rate, they'd be smashed to pulp on impact. Frantically, they tossed everything heavy overboard to supplies, equipment, even a small fan, but it barely made a difference. Then, the man had a realization: the basket itself was the heaviest part. Urging the woman to climb onto the metal frame, he cut the basket's tethers one by one. With a final slash, the balloon broke free, but they were still falling too fast. Thinking fast, the man sliced the inner ropes, causing the balloon to flare open like a jellyfish, finally slowing their descent. Laughing in exhausted relief, they thought they were safe until the trees rushed up beneath them. A branch snagged the man, hurling him into the darkness. The woman crashed to the ground, knocked unconscious. When she awoke at nightfall, every movement sent pain shooting through her body. Limping forward, she called out for the man, and to her relief, he answered. Bruised but alive, they leaned on each other and, under the fading twilight, stumbled home together.